Here's the truth. Catchy bass lines don't just come from luck. They come from having a simple, creative process. So instead of just guessing or noodling, I use a 10-step system to write grooves that people actually feel and want to dance to. I used it to make this one, the one you just heard, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to create grooves just like this on your own whenever you want. To help you come up with your own bass lines like this, I wrote out my 10-step formula in a PDF that you can download below. Let's check it out. So whenever I'm composing anything, especially a bass line, is I think about the phrasing first. So I came up with just a very simple 4-bar phrasing structure. So this is going to be a 4-bar bass line. It is a 4-bar bass line that I played, but the main thing that I used to guide this structure was theme and variation. All right, so measure 1, I have a little theme. Measure 2, a variation on that little theme. Measure 3, another theme that's kind of related to the first theme, and then measure 4, this variation on this theme here that brings us home. So this is something that you do all the time if you're improvising, but it's good to have this structure when you're actually trying to write out these bass lines and come up with these bass lines on your own. So again, a 4-bar phrase, theme, variation, theme 2, and a variation on that phrase. This gave me a framework. I wasn't even filling in any notes yet. It just gave me a map, so I wasn't starting from nothing. Now I had a blueprint. The next thing that I wanted to do, and this is reflected here in my 10-step formula, is I wanted to come up with some sort of movement. And specifically here I'm talking about harmonic movement, the movement of the chords, but you can just start out thinking about root movement. I asked myself, where is this going? I needed to give the root movement, the harmonic motion, some sort of shape. So I decided to just move in one of the simplest and most powerful ways, which is just 1 to 5. And I just chose minor chords, 1 minor to 5 minor. We hear this all the time. I just moved from D minor to G minor. Now, if you don't really know anything about chords or harmony yet, all you got to do is come up with root motion, and you can let your guitarist or pianist come up with the chords, right? But you can never go wrong with this motion, this sort of root movement of 1 to 5. So that's step 2 here, to come up with some movement, to give your phrasing some harmonic direction. Next, I started singing some pitches. And as I was singing, I was really just limiting myself to some simple pitches, essentially just thinking the basics of bass lines, right? Roots, thirds, fifths, sevenths, octaves. And I was just singing these notes together. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, just kind of singing these different notes once I had my motion. These notes gave me that simplicity, that essence that we need of any groove of tension and resolution. Next came the fun part. I started to take those pitches. I had my pitch palette, right? Just roots, thirds, fifths, octaves. I started to sing some rhythm, started to organize those pitches into some rhythmic phrases and trying to align it with the phrasing template, that 4-bar theme and variation template that I came up with. So for bars 1 and 3, remember these are the main theme portions of our 4-bar phrase. I kept things really simple, focusing on solid downbeats. Those are my anchor phrases. And then in the variation phrases, measures 2 and 4, I sort of flipped it. I added some syncopation, hit those upbeats, let things bounce a little bit. 3, 4, ba, 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 ba. You could even hear without the pitches that theme and variation, how this is all sticking to that phrasing template that we came up with. All right, so now I've got my notes, I've got my pitches, right? 2, 3, 4. Now, once I had my phrasing template, I had my pitch palette, the notes that I was going to play, and I had given it some rhythm. I didn't even play it on the bass. I know I just played it for you now, but I didn't even play it yet. I just started singing it, clapping it, feeling it in my body. Boom, 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 right? Once you can move to it without playing it, you own it. This is something that so many bass players leave out. They just immediately try and start playing it on the bass. You've got to walk around. You've got to live with that groove for a minute. Feel it in your body. Sing it. Clap it. That's when it starts to feel like music, not math. If you can dance to it, then somebody else is going to be able to dance to it. Next, I wrote it down. Just a quick sketch, either notation or tab, just writing it in some way to make it real and make it that you can remember it. Now I have something to refine, not just to remember. Then I picked up the bass, but I didn't go straight to a click. First, I spent a little time just playing the whole groove out of time, just finding the notes, letting it sink in. You know, just taking my time with it. Okay, making sure I really know where those notes are and can execute it. Then I eased into time, slowly, just a steady pulse in my head. Two, This is where the groove now starts to sit. It's got a shape, it's got a sound, and I'm giving it a pocket. Then I created my backing track, brought that in, and started to play it in time at tempo. Then the last step is just do more of this, and I say do this 10 times. Write out 10 bass lines using this process. This is going to help ingrain this process and get you to the point where you can start doing this on the spot, right? Because that's the goal of this, is to do this on the spot. Remember, anything where we're improvising, where we want to create bass lines or solos on the spot, it's a type of spontaneous composition. We're just composing super, super, super fast. So in order to learn how to do that, we just start slowing the process down and just start composing really, really slow. And when we do that, our reaction time eventually will go from this to this. And when it comes to bass lines, if you go through these steps, you'll be able to create bass lines on the spot like that. So there you have it. That's my process for coming up with catchy bass lines that'll turn any gig into a full-blown dance party. If you want to download that PDF, remember you can download it via the link in the description box below. Let me know in the comments below what your process is for coming up with bass lines. And you know, the basic element of bass lines, the building blocks of bass lines, are intervals. And if you want to know the best way to practice your intervals, click here.